Hello viewers. In this video, we're going to discuss Offline Eiger and how to set it up for your business. First, a brief bit of background. Eiger is the software that translates your 3D files into physical 3D printed parts. In the 3D printing space, we call this type of software a slicer because it literally slices your 3D file into hundreds or thousands of layers. These layers are then rapidly translated into automatically produced G-code for the printer to use to print your part. By selecting your printer, your materials, the print resolution, and a few ancillary settings if necessary, Eiger gives you the ability to easily print the part the way you want. All the other settings you might have to painstakingly deal with in other slicers have already been taken care of by Markforged's engineering optimization team so that you get strong parts that are accurate, print quickly, and have great service finish without any fuss. Unlike many slicers, Eiger is also a file management system for all the 3D printed parts in your organization, thanks to its cloud-based nature. As you invite users from your company into your company's Eiger organization, these users can upload their 3D files for printing, thereby saving that file to the library for other users to easily review and print at their point of need. Despite being cloud-based, Eiger is ISO 27001 certified, a high-level security certification that companies like Amazon, Apple, and Google have to ensure your personal information is safe. While that's satisfactory for many, some industries have even more stringent security requirements that forbid the use of cloud-connected software. This is where Offline Eiger comes in. Offline Eiger and Cloud Eiger both serve the same slicing purpose. In fact, their interfaces are virtually indistinguishable. However, Offline Eiger is downloaded to your personal computer, so there is no organization-wide access to a file library like you see in Cloud Eiger. Part and print build data are now exclusive only to you and exist in a File Explorer folder of your choosing. None of this information is shared with Markforged. To access Offline Eiger, you will need to purchase the Digital Forge Complete tier called On-Prem. As you see in this table, On-Prem also gives you access to perks like advanced tech support, coverage on wear and tear items, and organization-wide access to Markforged University. While you're active on this plan, you will be able to update Offline Eiger quarterly and use the LAN connector. The LAN connector allows you to connect Offline Eiger to your Markforged printers over your local area network, whether that's Wi-Fi or Ethernet. If that's unavailable, sending jobs via USB drive or cable is also possible. LAN connector and Offline Eiger need to run simultaneously for connected printers to communicate with Offline Eiger. If you have multiple computers running Offline Eiger, you should have a centralized computer that runs both LAN connector and Offline Eiger and is not regularly shut down. In this specific case, LAN connector is only needed on this centralized computer. This might go without saying, but all computers and printers connected via LAN connector can only communicate with each other if everything is on the same port and protocol. This is usually TCP port 3030, but it can be changed. You will soon notice the pattern that everything must match for connectivity to work. So that's the background. Now let's take a look at how to set up Offline Eiger. After purchasing on-prem, we need to create an Eiger organization by going to eiger.io and entering your credentials. Even though this is giving us access to Cloud Eiger, we will not be uploading any files to it. It only serves as an access point. Once in, you'll want to register your printer by clicking Devices and choosing Register Device. Enter an arbitrary name of your choosing, as well as the printer ID plus access key printed on the back of the machine. If your printer is freshly unboxed, this information is also available on the cardstock that's taped to the printer's visor. Next, click the three-line menu in the upper right corner and choose Account Settings. In the left pane, click Downloads at the bottom. This is where we will download Offline Eiger, its license, and LAN connector. By the way, the license stores the printer information we just registered. This way, you can only print to devices registered to this license for added security. Go ahead and click Download for all three. Go to your Downloads folder and run the install wizard for Offline Eiger. Once it finishes, open Offline Eiger and agree to the terms and conditions. From here, you'll be prompted to import the license file. Then you'll be taken to Offline Eiger's homepage, where a window appears asking you to add a folder. To recap, Offline Eiger instances are maintained by linking to a folder you've created in File Explorer, since no file data is stored in a cloud library like in Cloud Eiger. I've already created a folder called Offline Eiger Files that I'll choose to store all print and build files. Next, let's run the install wizard for LAN connector. Afterwards, open LAN connector and again, import that same license file. Now it's time to get our hardware set up. For the various scenarios we are about to run through, all are going to involve Ethernet connections to a TP-Link 5-port gigabit smart switch. For the scenarios, there will be two categories: DHCP assigned IP addresses and manually assigned IP addresses. The scenarios themselves will be identical within each category, starting with a single computer and printer, then adding another printer, and finally adding another computer. It's important to note that getting Offline Eiger to work with the security systems your IT group has established can involve some advanced IT knowledge. I am not an IT professional, which is why the scenarios we are running through in this video are comparatively rudimentary. It's mainly to show the basics of the setup and that everything works well when unencumbered by obstacles. My advice is to get your IT team involved early when you plan on acquiring Offline Eiger. To kick things off, we'll be connecting a computer running Offline Eiger and LAN connector to our Mark II printer. First, we'll take our Ethernet switch, place it behind the printer, and plug it into mains power. Then we'll connect the switch to our computer and turn off the computer's internet connectivity. On the printer's interface, I selected offline to simulate a new printer that hasn't been connected to a network yet. Then I connected the switch to the Mark II. Now I like to first verify the IP address associated with the network by going to the Network and Internet section in Control Panel and viewing the network's details. Looks like we have an IPv4 of 169.254.71.34 and a subnet mask of 255.255.0.0. We can see this IP matches the one listed in TP-Link's Easy Smart Configuration utility. Now let's open LAN connector. You can see the host address matches as well. Go ahead and open Offline Eiger and choose Network, then Manual Network Configuration. And for the host address, we want to copy and paste the address from LAN connector. Since both port fields display 3030, go ahead and click Connect. Now that LAN connector and Offline Eiger are communicating, we need to get our Mark II connected. Under the LAN configuration tile, turn off HTTPS and enter the host address and port listed in LAN connector. Go to the Network Manager next and select the Ethernet tile. If you are ever switching between tiles here, it's recommended to next power cycle the printer to speed up connectivity. Once the printer has finished booting up, you can see the connectivity has been restored. We can validate this in LAN connector by selecting Monitoring and seeing we have an active device connection complete with the printer's device ID. Over in Offline Eiger, under Devices, we can see the printer is registered as ready. From here, we are now able to send print jobs to this printer over our local area network. Now, our Mark II has been a workhorse, but we need a printer capable of printing in more materials and on a bigger build volume. Sounds like a job for the X7. Let's take a look at how to get a second printer connected to our local area network. Like the Mark II, I set the X7's network to offline to simulate a brand new machine. Then I connected the X7 to our Ethernet switch. All that's left to do is enter the host address on the X7 by going to Settings, then Network Manager, and LAN Configuration as before. Turn off HTTPS and enter the host address and port in the corresponding fields. Change the tile from offline to Ethernet and power cycle the printer. Once it reboots, it will connect properly, and we can again validate the connection worked by checking LAN Connector's Monitoring tab. And there's a second device now present with a device ID matching the X7's. Offline Eiger's device page also shows we have 2 printers with ready status. So we can now send print jobs to both our Mark II and X7. For the third and final scenario under DHCP, we'll be connecting a second computer. Set up the computer, power it on, and start by deactivating the Wi-Fi and plugging an Ethernet cable into the computer and into our switch. Now for this computer, we only need to download Offline Eiger and the license. Recall that with multiple computers, only one needs to run both LAN connector and Offline Eiger and is not regularly shut down. Open Offline Eiger, go to Network, then Configure, and enter the same host address we've entered for all the equipment. Go to the devices page and you can see we have both the X7 and Mark II on ready status. Pretty easy. Now here are the DHCP assigned IP addresses for all the equipment on this network. You'll notice that the subnet mask ensures the octet syntax is similar for all. This is all going to change as we jump into our next section where we will manually assign all the IP addresses. As in the last section, we're going to start simple, just looking at one computer connected to one printer. Everything is still connected to the switch and nothing is connected to the internet, so we won't show that again in this section. To set a manual IP address on our computer, go to Control Panel, Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, and access the network connection details. For us, that's through Ethernet. You can see our IP address matches the DHCP assigned one from the last section. We want to change this to an IP address of our choosing. We can do this by selecting Properties, then IPv4, and entering a custom IP address and subnet mask. For simplicity, I kept the first 2 octets the same as before, but changed the last 2 octets of the IP address to 100.100. We don't have to enter anything into the gateway section because our local area network is not communicating with other local area networks. We can validate the change to cold by opening the TP-Link Easy Configuration utility, and we can see that everything matches. Now let's open LAN connector. You can see the host address matches too. Open Offline Eiger and access the Network Configure menu to enter this new host address. Now we are connected. On the Mark II, head back to the LAN configuration tile and change the last 2 octets to 100.100. Once we click Save, we automatically connect. Now, that's with a DHCP assigned IP address. Let's set a static IP for the printer. Go back to the Network Manager and select the IP configuration tile. Turn off DHCP and select Configure. Enter a custom IP address that at least matches the first 2 octets. To keep it simple, I also matched the 3rd octet and bumped the last octet up by 1. The subnet should be set to 255.255.0.0 as on the computer, and the gateway should match the syntax of the IP address, but can be arbitrarily set. We do actually have to add something for the gateway on the printer, unlike the computer, but again, since our LAN is not communicating with other LANs, we don't need a gateway, which is why we don't have to add it on our computer. Save it, and we're now connected. LAN connector and Offline Eiger corroborate this. For our next section, let's get the X7 connected. Like we did with the Mark II, jump into LAN configuration and change the host address to the new static IP network. Next, let's go into IP configuration within the same network utility. Since the Mark II was 101, we'll set the X7 to 102 in the last octet. Make sure you don't copy a pre-existing IP address here. They need to be different. For the gateway, I set this to another arbitrary value since it's irrelevant, though making sure to match the syntax based on the subnet structure. And lastly, add the correct subnet. Click back, and then click Save. I power cycled the printer again to speed up connectivity, and we are now connected. LAN connector auto updates with this information, and Offline Eiger is now registering 2 printers as ready for printing over the network. And of course, to get our second computer connected, it's much of the same as what we saw already. Open Control Panel, head to Network and Sharing Center, select the network connection, open the IPv4 properties, and choose an IP address that hasn't been used yet and one that matches our syntax. With that and the subnet information added, let's open Offline Eiger. Jump into the network configuration area and change our host address from the previous section to match the 100.100 of our new statically set IP. We are now connected, and if we hop over to devices, we can see the Mark II and the X7 are marked ready. So that covers it for all our scenarios. Because there are so many different setups that can't be accounted for in one video, reach out to us if you encounter any hiccups. And speaking of hiccups, there was something unusual I encountered off camera that was preventing printer connectivity in the very first scenario. I tried connecting the second computer and it worked fine. That's why you saw a LAN connector installed on it earlier. This second computer runs Windows 10 and the first computer runs Windows 11, so I was wondering if there was a security setting difference between the two. It turns out the first computer did not automatically write an inbound firewall rule when downloading LAN connector. This rule was automatically created when downloading LAN connector on the second computer. Once the rule was created, everything connected just fine. So after that little puzzle, I now have newfound respect for the IT crew. Our last topic to discuss is how to update the Offline Eiger suite and your printer's firmware. Recall that updates for Offline Eiger and access to LAN connector are only available if your on-prem plan is active. Updates are released about 4 times per year. Log into your Cloud Eiger organization and download Offline Eiger and/or LAN connector if the version is different than the one printed in the upper left corner of either software. Import the license key when prompted. Because Offline Eiger maintains instances by linking to one or more File Explorer folders, all your part and build data remain unchanged during an update. If you are adding another printer or renewing your on-prem plan, you will also need to download the updated license key since printer details and coverage plan status are stored in this key. Import this into the software when prompted. For firmware updates on offline printers, this must be done with a FAT32 formatted USB drive. Download the firmware from the same place as you download the Offline Eiger suite and Cloud Eiger into the USB drive's root directory. Insert the drive into the printer and select the blue Update Available banner when prompted. Otherwise, you can temporarily connect the printers to a network with internet access to update the firmware via the cloud. And that's all there is to it. Like I said before, if you guys have any problems connecting Offline Eiger, reach out to us. We'd be happy to give you a hand. Bye for now.